Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're looking at a piece of tech that's, well, it's not just another app for managing your notes. No, this promises to be something much more profound. A real partner in the actual process of thinking itself.
Most of what we consider note-taking will disappear. Wow, that's a huge claim from productivity expert Tiago Forte. And you know what he's talking about, right? That constant nagging feeling of organizing, tagging, desperately searching for that one brilliant idea you know you wrote down somewhere. He thinks all of that, it's just going to vanish. So the big question is, what kind of tech could possibly pull that off? Well, it comes from Google, and it's called NotebookLM. But listen, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another note-taking app, just stop. This is something else entirely. It's a totally different kind of AI, built from the ground up to be, you guessed it, a real partner in how you think.
Okay, so the end of note-taking. To really get why this is such a big deal, we got to talk about the problem it's built to solve. We all do this, right? We read something amazing, we highlight it, we jot down some notes, and then that knowledge just gets lost. It's scattered across a dozen different apps and documents. And trying to connect those dots to synthesize those ideas, it's a total frustrating slog. Well, NotebookLM is designed to get rid of that chaos for good.
So, your personal source-grounded AI. What does that even mean? How does this thing actually work? The most important thing to understand is that NotebookLM is not like the AI chatbots you're probably used to. Its whole philosophy is different, and it all boils down to one single, really powerful idea.
And here it is, source-grounded AI. All that means is that this AI only thinks and reasons based on the stuff you give it. That's it. You feed it your research papers, your meeting notes, your random thoughts, and boom, it instantly becomes an expert on your world, your information, and nothing else.
And this, right here, is the absolute game changer. Most AIs, they're trained on the entire public internet. You know, the good, the bad, the totally made up. It's a mess. NotebookLM, though, it works only inside your private library. Think of it like a completely closed-off system. It's only using the sources that you have already decided are trustworthy.
4 million. What's that? That's the number of words you can load into a single notebook. The capacity here is just massive. You can give it up to 20 different sources, totaling up to 4 million words. I mean, to put that in perspective for you, that's like having the AI analyze the entire Harry Potter series almost 4 times over, and then having a conversation with it about what it found, all at once.
Now, all this focus on your sources, it brings up a really important question, trust. And this is where NotebookLM gets serious. First off, your stuff is your stuff. It's completely private. Your sources are never, ever used to train any AI models. Your data isn't shared with anyone. Heck, the AI's memory is totally wiped clean the second you close a notebook. But maybe the most crucial part, every single thing it tells you, every claim it makes, is linked right back to the original source material. You can literally click and see the exact sentence it came from. No more of that AI hallucination problem.
All right, so from chaos to creation. Look, all that theory sounds fantastic, right? But what does this actually look like in practice? How does this tool really take that jumbled mess of information we all have and turn it into something creative? Let's walk through a few real-world examples.
Okay, first scenario. You've got to understand a super dense, complex academic paper. You know the kind I'm talking about. Instead of spending hours, maybe days, trying to slog through it, you just upload it. You ask a simple question like, hey, explain this to me in simple terms. And in seconds, literally seconds, you get a clear, understandable summary of the main ideas. It's a total game changer for learning.
Or how about this one? We've all been there. You get off a long meeting and you're left with this massive 26-page transcript. It's over 12,000 words of conversation. The old way? You'd spend hours picking through it, trying to pull out the action items. The new way? You just prompt it, create a project proposal based on this. And just like that, it spits out a structured, professional-looking draft ready for you to edit. Hours of work just became minutes.
And this is where it gets, for me, really exciting. Let's say you've got a bunch of messy notes and highlights from 3 completely different books. You can ask NotebookLM to do the impossible. Find the connections between these ideas and suggest an outline for an article. It acts like this incredible creative partner,
finding those hidden threads between different thoughts to help you spark an idea that is totally new. And this quote really just nails it. We went from not even knowing what I wanted to write about all the way to the opening lines of what sounds like a pretty interesting piece. Think about that. That's the magic right there. It's this collaborative back and forth, a conversation with the AI, that takes you from just a fuzzy feeling to a real structured idea. It's like having the world's best research assistant sitting right next to you.
So, the future at your fingertips. What is the big picture here? What could this mean for the future of, well, any kind of work that involves thinking? It's a seriously exciting vision, for sure. But it's also really important to be realistic about where this technology is right now.
Let's be real. NotebookLM is still experimental. And that means, yeah, it's got some bugs. It can be a little rough around the edges. There's definitely a learning curve to get used to the interface. And right now, you're limited to 20 sources per notebook, and it mostly just supports Google Docs and PDFs. The team at Google knows this, and they say fixes are on the way.
But even with those current limitations, the core vision is just so powerful. The whole point, as that quote says, is to get all those different steps and fold them into one single space. Think about how we work now. We're constantly jumping between a dozen different apps for reading and researching and note-taking and writing, and every jump breaks our focus. The goal here is to let you stay in that amazing, wonderful flow state.
Exactly. From the moment you start reading, to your research, to taking notes, and finally to writing, it all happens in one place. It lets you stay completely immersed in your ideas. You can move from one stage to the next without all that digital busywork that kills your momentum. The dream, really, is to let you create at the speed of thought.
And that really leaves us with one final big question for you. I mean, just imagine it. An AI partner that actually starts to think a little bit like you, because it's only learned from your sources, your notes, your ideas. What kind of problems could you solve with that? What amazing connections would you find? What could you create if you could genuinely work at the speed of thought?